One, two, 1, 2, 3. We want to welcome everybody to the Mom and Dad Talks, where our favorite two people are Mom and Dad. And we have Hantie. Welcome, Hantie. Yay! We have my cousin Hope, my cousin Krista, my cousin Pete, my cousin Mitch. Welcome, everybody. You've seen Krista and Mitch before on Mom and Dad Talks, where they're so eloquently talking about things today. And today's subject is very, very interesting. You know, mistaken identity happens a lot. Unfortunately, for us, it tends to happen a lot more than usual, but this is a very interesting one here today. It's Ryan Coogler was clearly stunned when cops pulled guns on him as he tried to make a legal withdrawal from his bank account. And his confusion/outrage fully plays out on police body camera footage. As you can see in the video obtained by TMZ, the famed director of Black Panther and Creed is unsure why he's suddenly surrounded by police inside an Atlanta Bank of America, and then quickly handcuffed and brought out to a SWAT car. Even before Ryan has a clue as to why they detained him, he tries telling the officers during this January incident they've got an innocent guy. He calmly pointed to them to his work badge. He's shooting the Panther sequel in ATL and suggests they Google his name. Mm-hmm. Wow. So, what do you guys have to say about that? Who wants to start first?
Well, you know, we as people of color have a certain distinction about us that we can be easily spotted. And a lot of people take us for being guilty before proving us innocent. Mm-hmm. And really, we should be innocent before proving guilty. Example, last Thursday, I went to, if I can call the name of this company, Costco, just to buy a gift card for gas because gas was very high and it was 25%, 20 cents cheaper at Costco. Mm-hmm. So I went to the counter, did my transaction, you know, put the card in my pocket and was walking out. And as I was walking out between these two long lines, this lady with a full cart of groceries decided to take upon herself to pull out in front of me and block me from going out of the store. And I thought, wow. So I turned to the other side. She moved over and blocked me there. So finally I said, ma'am, I just bought a gas card and I just want my way out of here. And she complied, but she took it upon herself to block me because she thought that I was trying to cut in line in front of her. And a lot of times we as, people of color are prohibited from doing the honest thing when we're not guilty of anything. If that makes sense to you.
Okay, good point. Good point. Hantie?
As Dell was talking, I was thinking, no, or maybe it was you talking. And then they say we all look alike. You know, I mean, that when you add those two things together, it's kind of it can be disgraceful. However, I have to come from another side. I have been accused of looking like my boss. I don't mind because she's a beautiful person. She's got gray hair. So what are they linking us with? The gray hair. Okay. I am what I am. She is what she is. Thank goodness it's a good mistake. So it can be good, it can be bad. In this case, for your illustration today, I feel badly that, you know, they just jumped the gun and they did not listen to him. He should have been on Law and Order, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna bring a former police officer right now, a real officer of the law there, a good friend of mine, my cousin actually. Sorry about that. Pete, I'm asking you, how does that happen, sir?
Identities are mistaken quite often, but respect and protocol should always be respect and protocol. There's not a whole lot to talk about when you don't follow those simple rules. All kind of bad things start to happen. that's how I feel.
Thank you. And then we're gonna go around the room there. I see Mitch. Mitch, what are your thoughts, sir?
No, I think I have several thoughts that come to mind. I mean, one, obviously this wasn't his first day in that bank if he's withdrawing money. So, you would think that I'm sure, we're always under the microscope. And so I'm sure they knew and have seen him before. I'm sure they knew he had a significant amount of money. People in the bank knew who he was. So I always wonder, is this intentional? Is this, someone overreacting? Here's a man, if he's producing Hollywood films, he's got 6 figures in that bank. He should have been treated like someone else of a different color who had 6 figures in that bank. They would have known who he was. They would have known his name. He probably wouldn't even have to go to the teller. So I think, that's one. And we have to start as, African Americans, we have to start demanding the same level of customer service that other people do and get. And that might have helped avoid it. The other is, I'm hoping as a result, he put some of that money in a black bank. Moving some of our resources into black and minority owned banks and or community banks. I mean, that Bank of America is a huge conglomerate of banks. And, if you're 6 figures and black, that might be small, but he could be a big fish in a small pond and he wouldn't have to deal with that level of customer service. And then on the police side, they called the police. The police didn't just walk in there on their own. So, I mean, in this one, when the police are called, they are acting on whatever the call is. And whatever the bank told them, that's how they left responses. Yeah. The bank said, we're being robbed. They acted in that manner. And, they're going to treat a black bank robber different than a white bank robber, I'm assuming. But still you're not going to get hospitality when someone's coming in there and they've been told that we may be being robbed. So, I mean, I can't fault the police. I put more fault on the bank.
And thank you for your perspective. Krista, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I think I'm a little bit different from Mitch in that with regard to the police, it just seems like when it's us, they come guns blazing, ask questions later. I'm just thinking if he had been a gentleman of another persuasion, I mean, there was no weapon that was mentioned. He wasn't unarmed. He wasn't, acting in an agitated manner. He wasn't a visible threat. So why that reaction to him? Asking like, what is his business here? What is he doing? Start with a question. It goes back what Pete was saying was regarding respect. Respect him as a person, just as a person, and wanting to get to the bottom of what actually happened or what was going on. You talk to the bank teller, you talk to the person that was alleged to have done something, especially in a non-hostile situation where there is no apparent threat other than a piece of paper with some written words on it. So,
right. But when does the bank come in and say, this person has an account here? This person has, he's one of our customers. This is a mistake. I haven't seen the video, so I'm only going by the story, the synopsis you gave. But in that instance, here's a gentleman with resources in your bank. He's shown ID at some point. The note is irrelevant. He's a customer. And that's where the bank has to step in and, try to turn this situation around. Because the police, I mean, we already know, we've had these conversations about the police. It's going to be the police. That change is not going to happen overnight. So I think, in this instance, the bank, has to step up and help de-escalate that situation.
I agree.
I want to say this. If a man banked at this bank, because when I go into my bank to do my banking, always call me by my first name as I'm walking in the front door. So I can't understand why that incident happened that the tellers allowed this man to go through what he went through to be,
Well, I think it goes back to what Mitch was saying there. If you're in a community bank, they would know you as, Mr. Coogler, because you have lots of money. They will recognize your face. When you're at a bigger bank with a conglomerate, people giving money to you all day long. So you're more like a number. So the reaction is going to be, oh, you're just another person, And let me get Hope. Hope, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, I have an 18-year-old son.
Mm-hmm.
And what I thought is that in 2022, it's still apparent we've got to have that talk. We still have to have that talk with our young men, that you may be profiled, that you might be accused of doing something that you didn't do, and how they're going to handle it. I believe that this gentleman handled it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't excuse that, he was profiled incorrectly. It doesn't excuse it, but I'm thankful that it didn't end up worse.
Thank you, Hope.
Some stories have.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the insight there. And having been accidentally profiled in my life, I've actually had a gun pulled out on me, and I was just pumping gas coming from choir rehearsal. I'll never forget it. Then I saw a badge, so then I was like, it happens, unfortunately, and we're still living, and I understand it. I understand a lot of the stuff, but we got to get better some kind of way and actually find more solutions for it in the future. But it's just sad. It's just really, really sad. Anybody have any more comments on this?
And it's important for us as men to inform our sons and nephews how to react in a difficult situation such as this.
Mm-hmm.
Always be calm. Don't get loud. Don't move your hands all around, because it only upsets the police officers when you do that. And their natural reaction and natural training is to take charge and pull their weapons.
And let me tell you, when I had a gun pulled out on me, you don't know what you're going to react like because you don't expect it, because you didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And fortunately for me, I was calm. Right. Maybe if you caught me on a different day and the gun pointed on me, I might have been different, like, woo, you know what I'm saying? But praise God that I didn't have a bad incident happen to me that night, that day and stuff like that. So it was really interesting. And like I said, I think this is all great. So any parting shots before we close Mom and Dad Talks today, everybody? All right. Well, you know what, folks? We got something to work on. We always want to make a difference. Thank you all for coming on. I've been trying to get Hope and Pete on here forever, and we're going to have them on again. I got Mitch and Krista twice now, so I'm happy about that. And Hantie, and folks.
That's what a good homemade apple pie can do. You got the wrong incentives. You better start getting on this.
Thank you, Pete. And you know what, folks? We're going to end on that note. Have a blessed day, and I hope you learned something today. Have a great one. Till next time on Mom and Dad Talk.